What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today's project is my dad's case that he picked up a while back. It's been a couple years. He bought it in this condition. It never ran, or it was never together, but he went to the junkyard, picked up a lot of parts. But I want to paint it. Well, he wants to paint it, so I want to paint it before I put it back together. And it kind of works out because I'm waiting for a gasket anyway. So I'm just gonna sand it with like some 60 grit that I found. I'm not taking it down to bare metal. I'm not doing like a resto paint job. I just want to sand it smooth, and then we can spray paint it. And he has this exact same color, so we'll get to work on it now. And as you can see, he has a whole cart here full of parts. He has the fenders, the hydraulics, the hoses, the rear end. I'm waiting for a gasket for this. The oil tank, gas tank. Honestly, it looks in pretty good shape. Sucks he wants to paint it, but yeah, down there. I'm hoping this is like a one video project and we can get it back in like a week. That'd be cool. You can see the Expedition's all done. I finished the exhaust. I put the muffler on it. I detailed it up inside and out. He was pretty happy. If you saw from the last video. He's gonna get it registered and insured and start to enjoy it, and we can start using it around here. So that'd be cool because we've been truckless for like 5 years. So, yeah, but anyway, let's get sanding. Yeah, honestly, that's perfect. Perfectly smooth. That's all I really want. No need to go crazy. just eating through my sandpaper. Alright, so now there's a gasket on this side of the cover and on the rear case. I gotta take off, so that's what we're gonna do now. Looks like there's a double gasket on here, or someone put RTV. It's not supposed to be like that. It's only supposed to have one gasket. So we're gonna get rid of all this crap. It looks a little warped. Maybe that's why they had multiple gaskets on it. I have another cover too. I don't know if that one's in any better shape, but we'll see. Take it over to the bench sander. not too bad in my opinion. It's kind of warped a little. I'm hoping with the gasket it'll flatten back out. Alright, so now, see there's a gasket on this bottom piece? It's not supposed to be like that. It's only supposed to be a gasket on the cover, which bolts in from the top. So maybe that's why I was leaking, because they put like 3 or 4 gaskets on this thing. So we'll clean this off too. There's even gasket material that got down into the bolt holes here. I don't know what they were doing, but they put way too much gasket on it. It's really thick. Like, it shouldn't be this thick. Now he has 2 rear ends. I don't know what's wrong with the other one. They're identical. But I'm not gonna ask questions, so. I don't know what that is. Well, I'm gonna get to scuffing this now. I'm gonna take a whiz wheel to this too, make sure it's nice and smooth. Oh. This rear end's completely smoked. The bearing on this side's shot. That sucks. I wonder if this is why he has the other one, but I was told this is the good one. Yeah, it's smoked. Can't use this one. And it's JB welded. That sucks. I gotta clean off that gasket then. Ooh, that stinks. Again, someone double gasketed it, and it doesn't need it. Yeah, this one looks in better shape too on the inside. That's the nut. Good from my house. I don't even want to paint this, honestly. This feels way nicer than the other one. Even these gears look new. Yeah, we're good. So I got this, and a gasket just came in the mail. Woo. Nice. Yeah, see that? That's all the gasket it needs. Sits right on top with the cover. Both of these were over gasketed. Yeah, maybe that's a sign it leaks, but you know, it's a tractor, so. This cover looks in better shape than the other one too. All right, so now we're gonna clean up this cover. All right, so there's the first cover. It kind of fits like crap. See that wobble? Let's test this one. Ah, yeah, no wobble at all. Look at that. So yeah, I'll definitely use this cover. That should seal up nice. All right, we got the fuel tank and the hydraulic tank. Now I'm just gonna scuff up. Honestly, if this was my tractor, I would just paint it over everything. Who cares? But need content, so something in there. And the cloth. Huh. Alright, so I need to lift this up. I don't really have anywhere to do it, so might as well use the engine jack. Suspend this so I can bring the rear end up from the bottom, and plus I want to dust this with some paint. That should work. All right, so now we're gonna mask everything off. I don't want to paint the whole tractor. I kind of just want to do the back half because it still needs a lot of work we got to fix, but I want to get it together and get it running. So I'm gonna try and mask all this off. That's what we're gonna do now. I think I'm gonna put the rear end in first. That way I can kind of paint that too, the parts that you'll see. And then everything will be all bolted together, it'd be a lot easier. Instead of like waiting for everything to dry and putting it all together, when I can just bolt it all together, spray it over. I have the paint cooking in front of the heater too, so that's warming up. I'm gonna turn the heater on in here so the metal gets warm too. All right, so I'm just gonna raise it up with this Harbor Freight transmission jack. My hydraulic lines, and they're bent. They're making contact with it. I need to unbend that. Yeah, really bent. Needs to be like that. We're gonna tighten up these bolts now. Cool. It's not the prettiest, but it works. So I got this thing completely suspended now. There's 2 lines in the back here that I'm gonna tighten up, and then I'll bring you guys back. All right, so I've had the paint warming up. I've done all the prep I can, really. This isn't some resto job, so I'm just taking the can up. We're gonna get the spraying. All right, change of plans. These spray cans will not work. I've had them heating up, I've shaken them. they keep getting clogged because it's thick paint. I think I'm just gonna do this, not paint anything else. This is kind of honestly the worst part. Those all rusted. So I'm gonna close the doors, bait this, and then hopefully we can put some other parts on. Because honestly, it's not gonna be worth painting this whole thing. It's a tractor. If he wants to paint it, whatever. But, alright, so I let it dry a little bit. I figured I'll throw a second coat on it, and then we'll bake it. Honestly, I think that looks perfectly fine. So, I mean, the tractor would need a whole teardown to paint this right. So, I mean, that was the worst part. I think it looks good. Let's bake the paint now. Alright, so I've had the paint drying for a while now. I'm honestly kind of getting impatient. It's pretty dry. I've had the jet heater baking on it, but I really want to start putting the rest of this back together. So I'm going to put the seat bracket on and then the fenders. And then the fenders just go in there like that. Cool. This side's gonna be heavy. Honestly, in reality, we probably should have just not painted it. Because now it's like 2 or 3 different colors, but whatever. It'll make it rust less. What to put on next? I just realized that the gas tank fits inside there. Damn. I gotta loosen this back up. At least maybe one side. That sucks. Alright, found a hose clamp. Oh, jeez, bent to hell. H Christ. It's a new day. Dad wanted me to take this back apart and seam seal the rear end, even though it doesn't call for a gasket, so I did that. You see the fenders, the gas tank's on. I seam sealed the rear end. I dropped it down, took it off, seam sealed the bottom because the top has a gasket. And now we're gonna put the rear hydraulic lift on with the tow hitch. Everything's painted up as good as it can get. This thing's pretty heavy. I wonder if you can have both. Put this other bar on. That's supposed to have a pin. This doesn't make any sense. All right, y'all, check it out. It's pretty much done. It's as done as I can get it. We need to get the wheels and tires mounted, take it to a shop. He needs to get a hydraulic fluid and coolant. But all the main work's done. See, we got the rear lift on. All the lines hooked up. Besides these two, I don't know where those two lines go. The frame's painted, the rear end's painted. He needs to get a seat for it. And under here, I put the hydraulic tank back in, the radiator, all these shrouds. Yeah, this is hot rod exhaust. That's about it for this project. I wish I could get it completely done, but we just don't have all the parts. And yeah, I know he wants to do some more work to it himself. So, but all the main work's done for him. Hopefully we'll get it done soon and we can get out of the garage, but that's it for now. I don't know what's next. It could be anything. There's a lot of projects I want to do, but this is kind of it for my dad's stuff that needed to be fixed right now. So stay along for the ride. Thanks.